Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another show of Rick's Tech Pub on a Wednesday, the 12th. Another sunny day here. It's not too bad. A little windy out there. I've got a scratchy throat today, so I'm trying to drink water to keep my voice from locking up on me. And looks like we just got Darren in chat today. Hello, Darren. How are you? Looks like it just might be you and me today. If he's still even there. No, Joe Garcia, hello. How are you doing, Rick? You haven't been in Terry's live streams lately? Who are you talking about? I don't think there's anyone I watch that's got a name of Terry. How you doing, Ski Man? Yeah, I'm not sure who you're talking about with Terry, but you could remind me or show me a face somehow, then I might remember, but my foggy memory isn't going to remember that. Oh, Terry's live streams. I don't know. Sometimes I think he wants me there. Sometimes I don't think he does. So I give him his break for me every once in a while when he wants it. And I've just been busy, and he hasn't had anything lately that's really perked my interest lately. So I don't know. I'll get back there when he has another live stream. I don't know. He's been kind of avoiding that lately. I know he has his Mondays for members, but I just can't bring myself to pay $10 a month. That just seems to be a bit much for a live stream. Even though I give him $10 every time I'm on his live stream, I think I've given him $30 already, so I think he's good for a while. But yeah, I'll be there back there one of these days. Actually, the other day I was on his live stream. I just didn't say anything. I was a lurker. Just didn't feel like saying anything, and I was just watching chat and see when everybody else was singing. I see the normal people there, John Williams and other people. Yeah, he's been doing live streams for a while, but I remember back in the days when he didn't want to do a live stream and people were asking him back over at Studio A. He really wasn't sure if he wanted to do live streams, and all of us talked him into it. I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but all I said is, oh, come on, Kerry, give it a try. I think you'll like it. And I think he does. I think he does like it. He hasn't stopped. Oh, I hate this. These cords on my desk are all tangled up. Trying to get them untangled, and I'm not having too much success. This goes over this one. So there we go. I got it. Yeah, it's not that I can't afford the $10 a month. I don't know. I just don't think it'd be my way of wanting to do things. So I wonder how Ken is doing. Ken and his niece. Wonder how their road trip is going. You want to pick up a computer desktop, I think, for his niece. And then he's coming back, and he should be back tonight for the live stream for YouTube and after. At least he says he'll be back. You never know. Things could happen. I hope it never does. Hope he does make it there and back in one piece. But you never know the way these American people drive nowadays. It's not so much Ken I'm worried about. It's everybody else. There's just some wacky people out there. They fly past you at 80 miles an hour, and you're the one doing the right thing and sticking to the speed limit, and people just fly past you at 80 miles an hour. It's like, oh, how's work going? Oh, it's it was busy this morning, but we're making progress. And this afternoon, I've got to go over to Northeast and check over on that office. Get their maybe get some Cat 6 cable, Ethernet cables, stuff taken out of the box, and start figuring out where they're going to go. I'm going to take all the old wire out first. And that so far has been a chore. I got a call about an hour ago that they're having to take part of the lowered ceiling apart to get some of those wires out. I said, yeah, just don't break them, because you guys break those tiles, I'll have to pay for them to replace them. So I gotta go. I don't know. I'm not sure where I want to go today. I've got my choice. I can go to Northeast or I can go out to Baxter. I think I'm gonna go to Northeast. I think the guys have the office taken care of in Baxter. I think they've got that taken care of. So I don't need to sit there and babysit them. They can take care of that, and I'll go over to office in Northeast Brainerd and get all that kind of looked at and see how things are supposed to go. But yeah, that's true, Ski Man, especially around here. I mean, it's a problem I have every day. People look to the right, but they never look to the left, and here I am coming barreling at them. It's like, hey, look my direction, and they don't look my direction, and they pull out, and I end up slamming on the brakes. Saying a whole bunch of few choice words in the process. Yeah, that's that foam rectangle stuff. That stuff is kind of flaky. You just start taking it out, and little flakes of it come off and get all over you. So you just having to constantly brush yourself off. You don't want to be looking straight up and have your mouth open and get one of those tiles out, because those little speckles get up in your nose and in your mouth. And, it don't taste good. So I just kind of look down, and I kind of wiggle it, and I kind of tilt it sideways, and I just drop it. And I catch it with one hand and hand it down to the guy below me. And I gotta figure out where the anchor points are. I might have to take out a few. I might have to add a few. I'm not sure yet. I haven't looked up there yet. Yet I'm going to today. Oh yeah, full of dust. Yeah, that's the other thing is dust. They are very dusty, and I don't want to pull all of them down. But I don't know. We may have to. I just know I gotta. That's why I gotta go over there and kind of look at things, see how things are kind of laid out, and take some of the ceiling tiles out, and kind of look up in there with a big flashlight and looking along against the wall, see where the anchor points are. And then I gotta get to the anchor points. I gotta pull the old ones out. I don't know if we're gonna be putting new ones in, but that's kind of a noisy job. You got this little gun thing, and you got a piece of plastic clip thing, and go up there, kabang. Take the next one, put it in there, kabang. Except the kabang is a lot louder. So I got I know they got some of the network stuff down on the first floor, but I'm more worried about the. Yeah, that is. Yeah, on second floor. First floor, I don't think it'll be as bad, but I don't know. I haven't looked at everything yet. Hello, Charlie. Charlie, Ken is not here today. He's out with his niece going to. I forget what state they're going to, but they're going up to pick up a desktop computer for his niece. And his niece went with him, so. Picking it up from John Williams. I tell you, it is windy out here today. It is. The wind is howling. No, that's where John Williams lives. He lives in Wisconsin, I think. Illinois. I'm not sure. I was gonna check on a couple of things here, but and hopefully they will be back later on tonight. Yeah, this morning was kind of busy because I was over in Baxter trying to get everything organized and situated and get people in the right place, kind of get everybody set up for what they're going to be doing, and it was kind of there longer than I wanted to be, but everybody's throwing me questions like, yeah, what about this? Where are we going to put that? And I say, yeah, just. Oh, that's a bad idea. Guy's taking the shovel and taking his and hitting the roof, trying to get all the snow off his roof. It's not always a good idea to do it the way he's doing it. What was I going to look for? Oh, yes. And I don't know how many of you guys have been watching that UPS plane crash. You know, they keep repeating that one part where it goes through the area and the plane is on its side and it's kind of going through the area sideways. It's just, it's hard to look at that. Glad I wasn't on that plane. It did not look like it was a fun trip. They didn't even barely get off the ground, and they said probably less than 100 feet. They got up a little bit and then they just kind of went sideways, and that was it. I think they only had one engine, and that one engine wasn't strong enough to get that plane up off the ground and to keep it climbing. It just kind of started climbing, and then it just went sideways, and boom, down it went. It skidded for over a half mile. It'd be kind of interesting to see what the NTSB says about that here in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. Find out what the voice recorder said and the other recorder. They've got two recorders on those planes, voice and data recorder. I'd like to hear what those guys were saying before that, just before they kissed the ground. I know they were in a panic, but I also think at some point there was nothing much they could do, especially when they're sideways and they're already know they're going downwards. There's really not much at that point they could do, but they tried to do something right up until the end, and sad, sad, sad. Oh yeah, people died. Oh yeah. I think they said the count on that was up to 14. Because there's people on the ground that got burned up as the plane went slicing through and kept dumping all its fuels and setting everything on fire behind it. Yeah, I think they said it was up to 14, I think. I'm not sure. I could be wrong on that. Okay. Yeah, 3 on the plane, 11 on the ground. And missing people that probably got charred, burned up. They're going to have to find their bone fragments and do a positive identification on those people. They did an aerial shot of what the area looked like after that plane went through it. There really isn't anything left. That plane pretty much wiped everything out because it was dumping all of its fuel out of both wings. And it was a big ball of flame, so all that jet fuel, as it kept going, everything behind it caught on fire. Did I get to see the Aurora Borealis? No, I haven't. I've seen it. I've seen it a couple times in my life, but I haven't in the last 10, 15 years. No, there was just people on the ground. You'd have to watch the video, Charlie. Go look up what the hell is it? I forget what kind of plane it is, but they've been having problems with those planes for a while. Those type of airplanes for a while, and they're old. They really should have been retired, but like most people, as long as it does somewhat work, might as well see if they can get more air miles out of it. And I just don't understand how an engine fell off. And I mean, that just doesn't happen. It just does not happen. There had to have been a lot of stress cracks in the wing, or the flap thing that they were talking about that's the engine's attached to. Something in there was screwed because flaperon. That's what the engine is partly attached to, is the flaperon. They're trying to figure out why. Now, see, the flaperon was still attached to the engine when they went and looked at it on the runway. The one thing they noticed, well, that the flaperon is separated, but they looked at the engine and over off in the distance there, they said the flaperon's right over there. So the flaperon was attached to the shrouding of the engine, and the whole thing just kind of tilted and broke off the wing, and that's what sent the plane kind of up onto its right side or left side, and that was nasty. And it looked like they were gonna make it because they were kind of at the takeoff angle, and then you just see him going down and down, 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 and boom. All you see is a big ball of flames. I thought that's where they stopped, but apparently they just kept sliding. And how they wound up on their left wing and sliding through the area that way, I don't know how that happened because I thought they had pretty much come down flat, but apparently they didn't. Okay, Gil Garcia, thank you for stopping by. Pylon, yeah. Oh, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they come out and have to say with that. I mean, it's all over YouTube about that plane going through the yard on the ground and setting everything on fire behind it. Not a good sight. Huh. Microsoft Edge got their second update this week. I wonder what prompted that. What prompted that to happen? 2 updates in 1 week. Bug fix and performance fix. Second update for this week. Google Chrome has. Yeah, anybody that's using Google Chrome, you might want to update it. It's got a high severity secure flaw in it. And those you don't want to wait too long if they've got that kind of thing floating around. Then you want to make sure your Google Chromes are patched and updated, and you know, that they've got some more nasty stuff out there floating around. Yeah, they're supposed to have that update for the start menu, but I haven't got mine yet. They have the Android part of it on the start menu. Never in my days when I used Windows years ago would I ever thought they would combine a phone and a cell phone on the Windows. Never thought they were gonna do it. I never would have thought that, 10 years ago. But that's what they're doing today. It's another feature I won't use. The Android on the side of the start menu. There is a way to turn it on, but I'm not gonna bother. I haven't needed something like that before. I'm not gonna need it now. So I am going to just not use it. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. I've got a few other people are calling me and saying, "What about this new start menu? When's that supposed to be coming out?" This week, supposedly. Yeah, Pilot Steve. I watched him. Samsung Hex Dex. Yeah, I need to replace my phone. I just don't want to spend the money for it. It was $100 some a year, or about 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Maybe longer than that. I think I've had it for over 5 years. And it's starting to get all cracked up, so I just need to spend the money for it. It cost me $100 some 5 years ago. It's probably going to cost me almost over 200 this year. 200, probably closer to 300. I'm kind of debating. I got a whole bunch of things that need to be fixed and repaired. I got my bike that's got to go in. A bunch of other things I got to do. I get a new microwave. Mine is starting to slowly taking a shit on me. The light doesn't work anymore. Turntable doesn't turn. And it's about 5-6 years old. Maybe almost 7 years old. I forget how long I've had it, but it's old, so I need to replace it. Yeah, 2:27. A couple more minutes here, guys. Yeah, I know. That's just crazy. A cell phone costing over $1,000. Well, in some cases, if you look hard enough, they're $1,400. It's just crazy. But they said that a couple of years ago that the phone prices were going to start going up. They weren't kidding. I thought they were. They weren't. The phone prices have skyrocketed. The cheap $90 phones are now almost $200. But they've been steadily going up through the years, so that just didn't go from 90 to 200 some dollars overnight. It steadily went up over the years. I think they're 214 something plus tax. Fire department's leaving. Every time I see the fire department leave, I'm kind of looking off across the bridge over in the skyline over there to see if I see any smoke. But I don't see anything on fire, so I'm wondering if they're going after another car accident. Yeah. Yeah, they do. They use tablets and cell phones. That's what I see a lot of people using. Or laptops. So yeah, I gotta figure on getting a new cell phone one of these days. And one of these days before this phone dies, I will bite the bullet and go over to Verizon with my tail between my legs, say, okay, I want to buy a new phone. I know it's going to be expensive, but this phone I've got ain't going to last much longer. I just don't want them to tell me the price. Almost $300 some. No. Plus, you got to get the screen protector. That's another $80 some. So it'll be $300 some, but almost, $300 some by the time I'm done for it. When almost 6 years ago, I was paying $94 for that phone. Now I'm going to pay over 200 or maybe 230. I don't know. I gotta go in there and talk to him and see what I can get for relatively cheap. I don't like buying expensive things. If it's expensive, I'll knock them down on price, or I just won't buy it. I don't like spending money on a lot of things. My parents had got me into that. If you don't need to spend the money, don't. Okay? So I have to go in there and try to swindle them down off their $230 and see if I can get it to 200 something maybe. I don't know. They keep sending me these offers for these free phones for the prepaid free phones, and I'm not taking those. They're giving away their cheapest, crappiest phone they've got, and that's why they're doing it, because they've got a whole bunch of those phones, and you make a new renew your plan or whatever, they'll give you a new phone, and the phone's on us. Like, no, I don't think so. But if that's the phone they're offering, then I don't know. Kind of between a rock and a hard place. I know the phone that they're giving away for free, and everybody's telling me to stay away from it. They're giving it away for free, but there's a reason they're doing that. Why? Because it's a piece of shit phone? Yes. Okay. I knew there was something up with that. They're giving away something for free. It can't be any good. And that's what everybody's telling me. That free phone that they're giving away for the prepaids, don't take it. It's a pile of shit. All right. Thank you for telling me that. I guess one guy in my building went and got one already, and he said, yeah, don't bother. He took his back 3 days later. He said, you got something else, these phones ain't going to work. Well, they gave him something, but I don't think it was what he wanted. Yeah, but if I buy a phone, I gotta have them put the screen protector on there. They won't let me leave the store without it. With my last phone I had, they wouldn't. They said you have to have the screen protector. It's $102. They would not let me leave without it. So I don't need it. Said, well, you can't leave the store without it. So that's the problem with that. Yeah, that's what I would normally do if I can get away with it. But Verizon, they won't let you do that. They give the screen protector has to come from them, so they can charge you almost another $100 for it. Oh, it's in our contract right here. We have to give you the screen protector. You say, no, you don't. And you turn the paper around and you circle it. And it said right there, the customers must receive and take the screen protector from the Verizon company. Yeah, that girl's got her cell phone on. She's got it turned up kind of loud. No way they can do that. Well, there's no way, but they are. They do it in Wisconsin, North Dakota, South Dakota, Kansas. In there's a few stores of people I know in Wyoming. They won't let you leave without that screen protector. And Ford dealerships and bike shops do that. If they think you need to have something that's kind of important to have, your bike or your car will not leave until you get it. It's a safety feature, and that's what they told me. I have to have it because it'll prevent the screen. It will prevent the screen from shattering. It'll crack like mine has. It's spider webbed it. It never shattered. That's what that screen protector is. So it's a protection thing, and they said you have to have it on there before you leave. Okay. So that kind of got expensive kind of quick. I mean, you can call Verizon in Brainerd and ask them. They'll tell you, they have to have that. They do not allow people to take without it. Because they got to have the guarantee that they put it on, so if you drop it, that screen protector is guaranteed that it won't shatter your phone or your screen. What they should start doing is put Gorilla Glass in those phones. Then you can take the Gorilla Glass and smack it up a brick wall. You won't crack it. I know that can happen because I know a guy that did it. He has Gorilla Glass on his phone and took it and he smacked it against the brick wall twice. And he said it didn't even crack. Like, damn. He said he paid a lot for that phone though. Yeah, if I were to tell them to piss off, they'd call the cops on me. I'd be arrested. And yeah, store owners or managers don't like being sassed off around here. I've gotten bounced out of quite a few places because I told them how I felt. You think you're going to talk to us? There's the door, and don't you ever come back. Leave. Like, all right, fine. All right. I'll walk out the door. I walked out the door backwards. I thought one of those guys might have had a rifle or a shotgun. And nope, so I walked out the door backwards. Yeah, they don't put off with being smart. In Galaxy. Isn't Galaxy by Samsung? Maybe it is. I don't know. These Galaxy phones, though, I'd like to get those, but damn, they're expensive. And of course, everybody in this building's got phones that they can't afford. Most people here are low income and they're going out and getting $500-$600 phones. Until this one guy, you're on Social Security, you barely make any money, but you've got enough money to go out and buy phones. Well, yeah, sure, why not? Okay. People don't make any sense. They buy something they know they can't afford. Makes no sense. But what is gonna make sense is I'm gonna get out of here. It's 2:36. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. There will be a live stream. 2 o'clock, same time, same place. Hope you all have a great afternoon. I will see you all tonight on Ken's live stream. Until then, guys, bye for now.